Good evening and welcome to UCA News, your go-to source for the latest updates and interesting tidbits from around the school. I'm Mika and joining me is May.
Thanks, Mika. We've got an exciting lineup for you today, so let's dive right in, starting off with announcements.
Yep, that's right. And coming up this Friday is a teacher workday, which means you get school off and some time to catch up on previous assessments.
Not only that, but the week after is spring break. Can you believe it? It's already here?
I can't believe it. But we really want to recommend that you use this time to either get back on pace or take a well-deserved break.
I know for sure that I will be taking that break and be doing absolutely nothing.
Same. Now, for our first segment of the episode, it's time for our fascinating fact of the week.
Fact of the week. Da-da-da.
The world's longest word is over 189,000 letters. The longest word in English language is the chemical name for the protein known as chitin, and that its abbreviated form.
Wow. Now going into that, I didn't know that methional 3O that I give up. I can't even say the first part. Who knew it would be so hard to say?
Yeah, it really is. Now let's lighten the mood with our joke of the week.
Why should you never play poker at the zoo? There's too many cheetahs.
Cheetahs? Fast hands? Well, I guess it didn't really click with you.
Yeah, I didn't really get it, but I'm sure I will later, May. Now, shifting gears to the cosmos, it's time for our Astronomy Minute.
Welcome back, and for today's Astronomy Minute, we have some crazy news. The March equinox is coming up next week in our time zone. It will occur on March 19th. There are 2 equinoxes each year, one in September and one in March. And it occurs in March when the sun finally crosses the celestial border that goes way above the actual equator, moving south to north. What an equinox actually does is symbol that night and day, no matter where you are on Earth, will be the same length. It's definitely something cool to think about and look forward to. Bye, guys.
Fascinating stuff. Who knew Earth had something as cool as a celestial equator?
Let's take a moment to recap the recent Pie in the Face event.
We had an awesome event celebrating Pi Day. Shout out to all the teachers and students who joined. One of the highlights was seeing some of our teachers getting pied. Let's take a look.
Chocolate pie. All right, what you got? Come on. Oh, okay. There was the chocolate one. Who's up next? With the strawberry pie. Let's go. What you got?
Oh! It mostly went down the front.
Most of it is just oh my,
Oh, it's going down, you know?
Oh, no. All right, you're rounding out the trio.
Okay, Cecilia, go. Okay, Miss Shimon.
This is for you, 8th graders. This is for you. Oh. Crap, the dog is getting. Oh.
Here's Ollie.
Oh, no, Ollie, you got some as well. Ollie, take a look.
Yeah, he's not looking anywhere right now. Happy Pie Day!
They're not the only ones getting pies in the face. that there isn't enough online.
Moving on to our next segment, we have something special from the world of elementary education.
Hi, I am Madison, and today I am joined by one of our amazing elementary teachers, Mrs. Stead. Thanks you for joining us.
Thanks for having me here. I'm so glad to be here.
What do you do for teaching, and how long have you been at UCA?
I started at UCA in November, so I'm pretty new, but I'm not new to the online school. I've also taught at a different online school, actually a couple of different ones, a university and another charter school, and it's been great to be here.
What do you enjoy outside of teaching?
And outside of teaching, I enjoy similar things to what I teach. I love to read and I love to write, and I also love to do yoga, especially hot yoga. Really, really hot yoga is better. My favorite, like drenched in sweat, is where it's at for me. And anything outdoors. I live in southern Utah, so there's lots of fun things to do outside all year round. And I like to spend time with my family. I have 2 kids, and they're a lot of fun. They're little and they're silly and they're great, and hang out with my husband and do game nights. So I like lots of different things.
I understand that you are working on publishing a children's book. Can you tell us what the book is about, and maybe share a little bit about the process of making the book?
I would love to. So I've always really enjoyed writing, and I've been writing my whole life, lots of different things.
Hi, I am Madison, and today I am joined by one of our amazing elementary teachers, Mrs. Stead. Thanks you for joining us.
Thanks for having me here. I'm so glad to be here.
What do you do for teaching, and how long have you been at UCA?
I started at UCA in November, so I'm pretty new, but I'm not new to the online. When I had my daughter, she's 3 now, a friend suggested, why don't you write some like children's books, since I didn't have a lot of time at once and picture books are short. She thought, even if I have half an hour, 45 minutes, I could use that time meaningfully to write. And so I tried it and I loved it. So the book that I have in the works right now is called Where Daddy Is. And it's about a boy whose dad is incarcerated, and he really wants to go visit him because he misses his dad, but he's scared to go to the jail because of the big curly fry fences and the big guards. And so it's his process of deciding if he's going to face this fear and go see his dad or not. And so right now, how it worked with that is I started with one draft, found a group of people to critique it and work through it. So it was like a professional organization. It's called the Society of Children's Books Writers and Illustrators, which I think is really helpful. Like once I was able to connect with them, I was able to really understand the process, because I was kind of just like Googling things before, like how long should a picture book be? Like what's the process? So once I met with them, it was a lot easier to have that support and that instruction. And then from there, I was able to enter this 1,000th draft of the book. I'd edited it so many times, changed it so many times, into a contest. And I was one of the winners of the contest, which led to me getting a literary agent who then sent my book out to editors. And it's been rejected many times, and it will probably continue to be rejected. But that's part of the writing process, is to have a whole bunch of rejections. And so right now we're just hoping someone will acquire it, one of the publishers. And then at that case, then it would take a few years down the road, and then it would finally be on the shelves.
Thank you for letting me interview you, and have a good day.
You too. Thanks, Madison.
Thank you.
Great to see one of our awesome elementary teachers here at UCA. That wraps up today's episode. Thank you for joining us on UCA News. We'll be back next week with more exciting updates. Until then, stay informed and have a great evening.
And remember, we're
UCA.